Good morning. How's everybody doing?
Well.
I'm just the prize guy from 987 Simon. This is where you guys applaud. And a big announcement that we have, other than myself, ladies and gentlemen, I am the new voice of the Carolina Dynamo. You know, it's a natural transition from the soccer field to announcing. As you can tell, I'm a star athlete. You can tell by my physique and build. That's where you laugh and applaud once more. You don't have to applaud. But it's really exciting for me because I worked with the Richmond Braves, which is Atlanta Braves farm team, AAA. Also, I've worked with the Richmond Kickers, so it's soccer is nothing new to me, and I'm very excited about being with the Carolina Dynamo this year, announcing all the home games for men's and women's. And today starts a new and exciting era in the Carolina Dynamo Greensboro youth soccer history. Today, there's going to be 3 new and exciting announcements made. I'd like to now introduce Scott Zapko, with the general manager of the Carolina Dynamo, to make the first announcement. Big round of applause for Scott.
Well, good morning, everybody. We appreciate you coming out. Obviously, some exciting announcements today, as Skip said, and as you look around the room, there's obviously a lot of familiar faces, both from the corporate community as well as the soccer world, and we're very, very excited to have you guys here. Certainly without your support from corporate America and the soccer community, the Dynamo wouldn't have been able to have 15 to 16 years of rich tradition of providing wholesome family entertainment to the Triad. Obviously, that's our mission and something that we try to do. There's other programming that we have as well, but it's also something that families can do over the course of the summer. Come on out, check out the Dynamo games, and something inexpensive and fun for the whole family. Obviously both the Dynamo and Greensboro Youth Soccer have been marquees in the Greensboro and regional and national marketplace in soccer for many, many years. I mean, kind of with that leads us into our first announcement. This is something both the Dynamo and GYS have been working on since we built the stadium back in 2002. Obviously, we needed a permanent home for the Dynamo, and GYS needed a top-notch facility to host regionals. Just before the first of the year, Dynamo management and GYSA executives were able to sit down and come to terms with an all-out licensing agreement for the Dynamo trademark and franchise rights. So now the Dynamo fall underneath the Greensboro Youth Soccer umbrella, bringing us all as one entity, and something that's very, very exciting and something that's a long time coming. A lot of reasons why. I mean, obviously from our end, Joe Brown and myself are still going to handle the day-to-day operations of the Dynamo, just with a lot more support and a lot more input from Greensboro Youth Soccer. It's going to give us the ability, as we go into corporate America, and all, for you guys, a chance to have advertising and branding year-round. In the past, it's been something that just, you're with the Dynamo, maybe it's a 3-month type of thing. Now there's a complete year-round branding and advertising that you guys can do with us, get you more exposure, and then in the grassroots with the kids. The 3,500 families they have, it's a no-brainer for us to fall underneath their umbrella and have a direct attachment to them. Those are the folks that are coming out to our games. Certainly, the folks from Kernersville, McLeansville, Jamestown, all the neighboring communities have been very, very loyal to us as well, and we still love to have you guys involved any way we can. By bringing the two parties together, I mean, it really gives us a chance to use each other's strengths and partner for the future. I mean, the Dynamo are going to be here for the long haul, GYS are going to be here for the long haul. It makes sense to have us all together. As we move on and kind of finish up and do some other announcements, you can speak with Steve McBride, Dr. Lucy, Mark Dunker, Joe Brown, myself. You can elaborate a little bit further on some of the other reasonings and rationale for bringing it together. But it's also, it's really, the reason is about the kids. The opportunities that we can provide, being one unit together, the opportunities for the kids are endless. And that really is going to lead us into the second part of the announcement here, and I'll turn it back over to Skip.
All right, thanks, Scott. Today's second announcement pertains to the Dynamo's new uniform. The Dynamo's new and exclusive equipment provider is Adidas. Adidas over the years have proven to be an innovator in soccer apparel and is extremely a large supporter in Greensboro soccer. As we move into this new era, it's a natural fit for Adidas and the Dynamo to partner. For the second part of the uniform announcement, I'd like to turn it back over to Scott.
You know, over the years, the Dynamo have been very, very fortunate to have a rather large corporate entity as our title sponsor. You know, when I first got here 8 years ago, it was North State Communications, and we moved on to Prima Sport Rain Sox, and most recently had First Horizon. I mean, as we move into a new era, it's kind of a natural fit for us to have a new title sponsor as well. Because I'm sure, as many of you know, if you look over to Europe, down to South America, any club worth noting has a title sponsor. A company that's large and very well supported in the community that's on the front of the jersey. You know, with that, our new title sponsor is going to be Park Chevrolet. I'd like to call Joe Brown, Executive Vice President and Dynamo Head Coach, as well as James Barry and Emily Parks up here to unveil the new 2008 Dynamo home jersey. You know, Park Chevrolet has been very, very large supporters of soccer and family entertainment in the Triad with Kernersville, Wake Forest, Chapel Hill. Now into a new era, they're going to do the same thing with the Carolina Dynamo. With that being said, the 2008 Carolina Dynamo jersey. We'd also like to call up Mark Dunker, President of GYS, and Steve McBride, Executive Director of Greensboro Youth Soccer. They were instrumental in getting this licensing agreement done and bringing Joe Brown and myself underneath their umbrella. We'd like to present them with the 2008 home jersey as well.